What's going on, guys? I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but we are back. As y'all know, NBA playoffs are taking off. We are in the conference semis, and I'm going to talk about them. So I know I missed day one with T-Wolves, Spurs, and the 76ers and the New York Knicks, but I do want to talk about the Detroit Pistons versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, and of course, the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. So those are both our 1 seed and 4 seed matchups in the East and Western Conference. And we're about to dive right into them, starting with Detroit and Cleveland. The Pistons winded up winning 111 to 101. Started off hot, big first quarter. I think they were winning by 15. I think the lead was either 36 to 21 or they were up by 16, 37 to 21. But Cleveland chipped away in the second and third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, led by James Harden, Cleveland had an 11-0 run to tie the game up at 93-93. But Detroit winded up prevailing in the end, taking it home down the stretch. Cade Cunningham, another good game from him, 23 points, 7 assists, played big down the stretch, made timely plays when it was time. Another big time performance for Tobias Harris, who's been hooping these playoffs. Probably the best playoff run he's had in the league, to be real, because he really didn't do much for the 76ers when he was there. And I don't really remember him in the playoffs for any other team, really just the 76ers. But Duncan Robinson had a big coming out party, 19 points, 5 threes, all of them which were necessary. Asor Thompson, bro, them Thompson twins are tough. 11 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, some steals, some blocks. Just a high energy athletic guy. Great defender. Jalen Duren, 11 points, 12 boards, providing some energy, some offensive rebounding for the Pistons. For the Cavs, though, it was a bit of struggle. I mean, outside of Donovan Mitchell and Harden, who really produced for them, I believe Mitchell had 23, Harden had 22. Max Strus gave him 19 with 5 threes, and Evan Mobley gave him 14 points and 9 rebounds. But they need a little bit more from them. For their supporting cast, Jared Allen only had 2 points and 3 rebounds. That is not going to get the job done, especially as a big man. Cleveland has 2 big bodies with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. But thing is with Evan Mobley, he's more of like a slender finesse type of big. He's not really a bang him down paint big like Jalen Duren is. But even though Jared Allen is a bit of a twig, he needs to put up a fight against Jalen Duren. They need a little bit of help. Dennis Schroeder provided a boost off the bench. Only 9 points, but was able to be a spark for that run at the end of the third quarter. I believe they cut it to 5 or 6 at the end of the third. And like I said, they had that 11-0 run led by Harden in the fourth to tie the game. It's just Detroit, man. They're a really good team, man. Even Jenkins produced off the bench. 5 or 13 shooting wasn't the most efficient, but was aggressive, and that's what you want. You want aggressiveness from your role players when they get in the game, when it's time, because Jenkins is more than capable. But key takeaways of this game: Detroit, very physical. Defensive tenacity is at a high level, and they're going to wear a lot of teams down. Cleveland, on the other hand, they're a great offensive team, but defensively, they do not meet Detroit's intensity on that side of the ball. So it's going to be a tough series. They're going to have to defend. They're going to have to make shots, and they're going to need more from their role players. Strus gave you a little bit of something. Dennis Schroeder, he's going to come in and provide a spark off the bench. But really, you're going to need a little bit more, not even from your bench, but from your others. Jared Allen, you can't, two points, 3 rebounds is acceptable. Dean Wade, 5 points. That's unacceptable. Your starters got to contribute. You get 2 to 3 guys from your bench that to contribute along with your starters. Cleveland's in a good spot. But Detroit, they set the tone. I think that Magic series really got them right. One thing about the Magic was that they matched Detroit's intensity, especially their physicality. Cleveland, they're not going to do that. They want to run and gun. They want to shoot, and they want to outscore you. They don't want to defend you. Turnover battle, man. Cleveland lost the turnover battle badly. 20 turnovers to Detroit's 12. Detroit scored 31 points off of Cleveland's 20 turnovers. So that means you're giving up extra possessions to the Pistons. Whether that leads to 2 points, 3 points, or free throws, you cannot give up extra possessions, whether it's dead ball or live ball. But if you're going to have a turnover, you would rather it be dead ball so that way your defense is set. A free throw battle, Detroit 27 to 35, Cleveland 15 to 16. Cleveland was extremely efficient from the line, but Detroit got there double the times. And that's because one, more possessions, whether it be from offensive rebounds or turnovers. Two, Cleveland shot 10 more threes than Detroit. Detroit's not the best three-point shooting team. So what they're going to try to do, they're going to be physical. They're trying to get to the paint, and they're trying to get to the free throw line. And one great way to make up the discrepancy in three-point shooting is to be aggressive and get to the line. Because the more threes you shoot, the less free throws you're going to get because you're not attacking. And guys aren't going to foul you frequently at the three-point line, especially in today's game where a reckless closeout can get you a flagrant one. And then that's 3 shots and the ball. So just something to be mindful of for Cleveland. I think they need to be a little bit more aggressive. Their bigs need to crash the glass. And they also need to get in the paint, man, and create some shots in the paint and try to get to the line. Because if they're just going to rely on their three-point shot, yeah, they're probably going to win some games because of their threes. But Detroit's a great defensive team. They're going to run you off the line, and they're going to make you scramble. So Cleveland's just got to be ready the next game. Based off them tying the game in the fourth, I think they're more than capable of doing just that. But they're going to need better ball control. They're going to need to limit the turnovers. The offense rebounding, they can't give up extra possessions through rebounds. And they got to attack, man. You got to get to the free throw line. Giving up 35 free throws is unacceptable. That means you're not being disciplined on defense. Cleveland, do better. I think they're going to do better this next game. They're definitely going to need some more production. But Detroit, man. Detroit. They're looking good, especially after that 7-game series. You would think they would have been a little bit tired, but they started off hot. Yeah, of course, basketball is a game of runs. And with today's shooting and offense, it's hard to hold on to a lead. A 16, 17-point lead in today's game is not the same as it was 10, 15 years ago. So Cleveland, be ready to play game 2. And if you limit the turnovers, you're able to play defense without fouling, it might be a closer game at the end. Let's move into the game of the night. Lakers versus OKC, which was an interesting game. Lakers lose, Thunder win 108 to 90. The Lakers, JJ Redick, they were blitzing SGA a lot. Was relatively quiet in this game. Only 18.7 turnovers. Shot 53% from the field, so he was still very efficient. When he got opportunities, he made the best of them. But I feel like the Lakers rushed him a little bit, and they were able to cause him to turn the ball over, which is what you want. But what you don't want is Chet Holmgren going off, because that's exactly what he did. Because they were so locked in on SGA, Chet Holmgren got so many good looks, man, and he executed on all of them. Chet Holmgren had a big game, 24 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks, great defense. Ajay Mitchell, 18 points. He was going at Austin Reeves heavy. Ajay Mitchell, he took advantage of that Austin Reeves matchup, made some really good plays. Isaiah Hartenstein, of course, he's not the most offensively gifted, but he takes advantage of his opportunities. 8 points, 3 of 3 shooting. He loves that little floater. Got 4 assists, 9 rebounds, alter some shots, block some shots in the paint. Great paint defender. He's going to make it tough for them, especially with Holmgren roaming around in the paint too, who's able to block shots. Jarrett McCain, he had a big stretch in the fourth quarter where he may have hit like 3 or 4 threes. The Lakers were so honed in on SGA, it allowed the other players to get in the groove. Like I said, Jarrett McCain, 12 points. Isaiah Joe gave you 9 off the bench as well. Chet Holmgren had a big game. Isaiah Hartenstein played well. And then the thing is with OKC, man, there is no drop off, man. It's like when SGA goes out, they still play well as a team offensively. Their defense ratchets up. Like their perimeter defense with Casey Wallace, Lou Dort, and Alex Caruso is tough. They made it tough on Austin Reeves, on Marcus Smart all night. Just physical. And they play sound defense. They play great defense without fouling, individually and team defense. They won the point in the paint matchup 48 to 40, and turnovers. They only had two less turnovers than the Lakers, but it seemed like every time the Lakers made a run, they cut it to like 5, 6, or 7 points. OKC responded every single time with a big run. And it's just tough, man. And just think they still won by 18 with Shea only having 18 points and 7 turnovers with no Jalen Williams. They didn't have J-Dub. The Lakers got off to a strong start, 7-0. LeBron was hooping in the first quarter, really the first half. I think he had about 16 maybe in the first half, was really aggressive. And honestly, with the way the rest of the team was looking, he needed to be aggressive the entire game. He got good help from Rui Hachimura, who gave him 18 points on 8 of 13 shooting. But outside of Rui, they were the only two players that shot over 50% from the field. DeAndre Ayton had a solid game, but he cannot catch the ball to save his life. I don't know what it is with him and bounce passes, but it's like when he gets a bounce pass, it's like his hands conveniently are smothered in butter because he's just just jumbling the ball. Like DeAndre Ayton cannot catch it. I would avoid throwing him a bounce pass at all costs. And honestly, Austin Reeves knows this. LeBron knows this. Marcus Smart knows this. Why do they continue to do drop off bounce passes to him, knowing that he cannot catch it? If it's not a chest pass, or if it's not a lob or a chest pass, if it's not coming in the air and it's coming off the bounce, he's not going to catch it. And one thing about DeAndre Ayton is he's a solid defender, but he's not disciplined. Got into foul trouble, which led to Jackson Hayes being in the game. And Jackson Hayes is not an offensive threat at all. He's a high energy guy. He's going to play solid defense, but he's not going to give us much offensively. Marcus Smart had a nice stretch in the first half where, he made a couple shots, but he shot 4 of 13, so he wasn't efficient. Austin Reeves, 8 points on 3 of 16 shooting, 4 turnovers. He had more turnovers than made baskets. We need more from him, especially with LeBron playing as good as he did. Like, Austin Reeves, man, you're the second option on this team. And really, you're looking like the third or maybe the fourth because Rui's playing better than him. Austin's a creator. He definitely is. He's a good player. But this OKC defense had him rattled. And the thing is, it's not going to stop. And I think they played a little slow in the beginning. But as well as the Lakers played, especially in that first quarter and first half, they were still down. And then the fourth quarter with the bench, man, like Oklahoma City's bench outscored the LA bench 36 to 15. Jared McCain himself almost outscored the Lakers bench. Where are the Lakers going to get production from outside of LeBron, outside of Rui? Because to be honest, those have been the most consistent players this playoff. Luke Kennard had a good stretch. Marcus Smart's been good. I can't say that. But in terms of scoring, who's going to help those two? And really, who's going to help LeBron? Who's going to be that secondary ball handler or primary ball handler? I don't think the Lakers can afford to have Bron off the ball. I think everything's got to run through him for them to have a fighting chance in this series. It's already going to be tough without Luka. Luka is such a game changer, man. He averaged 34 points in the regular season and 9 assists. That's about 50 points that you're missing off of points and assists from one player. And with the way Austin Reeves is playing, if he's playing anything like he did in game one this series, it's not going to look good for the Lakers. It already wasn't looking good for them. But if Austin Reeves is not going to produce, it's going to be hard for this year. It's going to be even harder for the Lakers than it already is. LeBron's going to show up. Rui's being consistent. But we need the others to step in. And honestly, JJ Redick, you don't have anything to lose. Why not play your bench? Why not play Bronny? Why not play Dalton Connect some minutes? Like, OKC's a team that has strength in numbers. And one thing that Redick does, and I like him as a coach, but when things get tough, he tightens the rotation. And honestly, that's when you got to give guys a shot. JJ Redick just needs to throw some guys in there. Play Bronny, play Dalton Connect. The Lakers literally have nothing to lose because everyone expects them to lose. And they are, don't get it twisted. It's just a matter of when they're going to lose. Play Bronny, play Dalton Connect, play Thero, play them. What do y'all have? The Lakers don't have anything to lose, so you might as well see where you can get production from. Because OKC is getting it from about 10, 11 guys regularly, whether it be defense, offense, hustle, whatever it is. They're getting contributors. But honestly, man, this series is not looking good for the Lakers. I mean, it wasn't already. They're huge underdogs in the series. And this is and they played a relatively good game on SGA, 18.7 turnovers, but I think they sold out on SGA so hard that they forgot that there's 5 or 4 other players on the court and they got into a rhythm. So the Lakers, I have no idea. This is an extremely uphill battle, and unfortunately, it's looking like LeBron and everybody else. So Lakers, I don't know, man. I don't see them winning the game this series. As much as I love LeBron, as much as I like the team that he's on, they don't stand a chance, especially without Luka Doncic, and especially with Austin Reeves playing the way he's playing, because he's proven that he can't make things happen when he has a primary defender on him, especially if they're a physical defender, because he's not the most athletic. He's crafty, but all that craftiness can do so much when you're going against a disciplined team with disciplined defenders. As much as I want to have hope as a fan of the Lakers, as a fan of LeBron, I don't have any expectation for them to win a game this series, and that's just the truth. But that's all for this recap. Let me know what y'all thoughts are of this series and Detroit. I think tonight's going to be 76ers Knicks, and then T-Wolves Spurs game 2s. So we'll see what happens with those games. I'll definitely do a recap of them. But hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'll be back with another recap. Peace out, guys.